Hi, my name is Dominic Sultan, and welcome to an informational speech in November 1995, a time when gas was only $1.15 a gallon and unemployment was only 6.1%. Many events that would impact history with such awe, people thought the 90s were truly revolutionary. The events during this time would be part of what shapes us as the people we are today. November 30th, 1995, Desert Storm ends. Desert Storm was an operation that started in the early 90s, or the late 90s, that was initiated after Iraq invaded Kuwait, a small country to its southern border. Kuwait, which was a huge supplier of oil to the United States, was saw at very, very, very important. So, of course, George Bush sent 500,000 troops to Saudi Arabia and threatened Iraq with an invasion. Of course, Iraq did not listen to them, so Iraq was shortly invaded afterward. 5 short years later, in November 1995, the war was over, the conflict was over, and Iraq surrendered. This is the first military operation after the Cold War, and the first successful operation after Vietnam. It gave the Americans pride that they could finally stand behind something that they could look forward to. November 12th, 1995, STS-74 Atlantis takes off from Kennedy Space Center, an operation between Canadian, American, Russian, and German cosmonauts. This was the second mission with Russian space cosmonauts since the Cold War ended. It was an 8-day mission, and they landed back on Earth on my birthday. This is a special mission because during this we were able to share some information with the Russians that was kept so secret for the last 40 years. If you're not familiar with this, but the Cold War meant we kept as much from the Russians as possible. They spent and sent millions of spies over to the U.S., and we sent multiple over to them as well. Not only that, but we didn't share any information with them. So the fact that we were able to share some of these ideas and gadgets after the Cold War with them was huge. We learned a lot from them, and they learned a lot from us. On November 4th, 1995, Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated. He was the Prime Minister of Israel and was focusing on a peace agreement with the Palestinians. He was assassinated by a Jewish extremist who was focusing on the hatred against the Palestinians. He was assassinated at a peace rally, which was one of the last steps before this peace agreement could be signed. 4 years in the process of this peace talks between the Arabs and the Jews, this was a very, very hard halt on this peace agreement. But fortunately, Bill Clinton, President of the United States at the time, was able to finish the accords, but it did not last very long afterwards. The fighting kept going, and because of this, they thought that the Palestinians would have stopped after this was signed directly by Yitzhak Rabin. These are only some of the events that happened in 1995 in November. Some of them not as eventful, but these 3 in particular seem to be the most important. Thank you.